The silent crown, no one knew where the ship came from. It appeared beyond the orbit of Neptune, drifting against solar wind, its surface absorbing radar and light like a black mirror. For 6 days, the United Helios fleet tracked it, mapping its orbit. It didn't spin, didn't burn fuel, didn't transmit. Then on the 7th day, it sang. The signal wasn't noise, it was a voice. Female, ancient, beautiful. To the children of ash and air, it said in every language ever spoken, I am coming home. They called it the Crown of Lysara, named after a myth buried in pre-contact archives, an alien princess who had vanished with her empire before humankind ever left Earth. The arrival, the crown was enormous, 5 kilometers long, shaped like a crescent blade. Its hull was etched with intricate lines that shifted under the light, symbols that almost resembled writing, but not quite. The ship wasn't orbiting Neptune anymore. It was moving toward the inner system, slow, deliberate, as if it knew where it was going. The Astra Veris, a research carrier, was chosen to intercept. Its commander, Captain Noah Cade, had seen plenty of wrecks, but nothing like this. Her orders were simple: board, scan, retrieve data, and leave. Her crew of 7 prepared for zero-G ingress. They were experts, xenotech engineers, linguists, biologists. They joked to hide the tension. No one laughed long. When they docked, the Crown's hull opened like a blooming flower, petals of black metal sliding apart without heat, pressure, or sound. Noah felt her teeth ache as the airlock sealed behind them. Inside, the walls looked organic, pulsing faintly, as though the entire ship were breathing. There was gravity, faint and uneven, like walking on the inside of a dream. And then came the whispers. They weren't voices exactly, more like the sound of thoughts brushing against the edges of hearing. Each crew member heard something different. Noah heard someone say her name. The princess. They found her in the central chamber, a tall figure suspended in a cocoon of crystal. She looked almost human, skin pale gold, hair silver-white drifting like liquid. Her eyes were closed, but her lips moved slightly, murmuring in a rhythm that made the floor vibrate. Dr. Elan, the linguist, stepped forward, scanning with a neural interpreter. The readings were off the scale. Her mind was active. "She's alive," he whispered. "And dreaming." As if responding, the ship hummed. Symbols on the walls began to glow. The cocoon cracked with a sound like ice fracturing on a lake. "You came," said a voice inside their helmets. "You remembered me." The cocoon opened. The alien princess Lysara stepped down, her bare feet leaving trails of light on the floor. Her gaze moved over each of them, soft and unreadable. Noah tried to speak, but the comms buzzed into static. The princess smiled, not kindly, not cruelly, just curious. "Your blood carries echoes," she said. "My people made yours." The revelation over the next hours, she spoke, not aloud, but directly into their minds. She told them of the Ecliptons, her empire that ruled 1,000 systems before the universe cooled to its current age. Her kind had achieved immortality not through machines, but through resonance, binding their consciousness to living vessels, ships that thought and dreamed. When their civilization began to decay, Lysara refused to die with it. She bound herself to her crown ship and slept, waiting for her creations to be reborn. Noah listened, half believing, half terrified. Elan, the linguist, was already entranced. "She's offering knowledge older than galaxies," he said. "We could become..." "Complete," Lysara whispered. "You were made incomplete. I can finish you." The infection. That night, if time meant anything aboard the Crown, the crew began to change. Engineer Rafi woke screaming, his veins glowing faint blue, his eyes turned glassy. His body shivered as his voice fractured into chords of sound that weren't human. Lysara came to him, touched his face, and the glow faded. He relaxed, eyes rolling back. When he looked up, he smiled like a child waking from a dream. "She showed me," he said softly. "She showed me the light inside the dark." After that, he wouldn't remove his helmet. He whispered to himself constantly. The others grew restless. The ship's corridors rearranged themselves. Stairs that led nowhere. Doors that opened into mirrors reflecting no one. Dr. Elon insisted the princess was communicating through geometry, rewriting space to speak in patterns. Noah saw only madness. When she ordered everyone back to the shuttle, the airlocks were gone. The crown had sealed them in. The awakening Lysara appeared again in the core chamber, her eyes now open fully, pure black, swirling with stars. "Do you know why you feel fear?" she asked. "Because you remember me. You remember kneeling before the first light." She raised her hand. Around her the walls pulsed with living color. Rafi and Elon fell to their knees, faces blank. "We were gods once," she said. "You are my children. You forgot your mother." Noah lifted her plasma cutter. "You're not my mother," she hissed. Lysara smiled sadly. "You are all that remains of me." The air shimmered. Rafi's body cracked like porcelain, light spilling from the fractures. His scream was a song that filled every corner of the ship. His form dissolved into dust, then into motes of gold that sank into the walls. The crown brightened, fed. The escaped Noah ran. She fired at the walls until the cutter burned out, found corridors twisting into spirals of bone and metal, screaming faces etched into the floor. Through her calm, Elon's voice came. Calm, loving, wrong. "She's remaking us, Noah. It's beautiful. Stop fighting." She found him kneeling before the cocoon. His body was fusing with it, skin turning crystalline, veins pulsing with violet light. She grabbed him, but his face cracked open, and a burst of white energy threw her across the room. "She needs us," he whispered as he turned to dust. The princess turned her gaze to Noah. "You can stay," she said gently. "Or you can carry my message." Noah, blood streaming from her nose, pulled a detonator from her belt. "I'll carry this." The explosion ripped through the core. The crown screamed like a dying star. Noah reached the shuttle, or what was left of it, and launched herself into blackness as the alien ship folded in on itself, collapsing into a sphere of light that vanished silently. The return weeks later, a rescue vessel found her drifting near Saturn's rings. Her ship's hull was scorched, her body frostbitten, her mind half gone. In debriefing, she repeated one phrase over and over. "The princess is awake. She's building another crown." When they scanned the region near Neptune, they found something new. A faint gravitational anomaly, perfectly symmetrical, pulsing in rhythm with a human heartbeat. The signal it emitted was soft, beautiful, and unmistakably her voice. "My children are coming home." End of The Silent Crown,